super featherweight final eliminator. Please welcome into the ring from Camden, London, Numan Hussain!
Well, here comes Numan Hussain, who isn't a spring chicken by any means, but that isn't stopping him from being in a Southern Area title final eliminator as he makes the way to the ring. Unbeaten so far, and we'll tell you more about this in a moment, because the man who he's going to be fighting is actually a pretty good pal of his, but they've got to tuck it away and forget that when that first bell goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the ring from Stepney, London, Fayek Uddin!
Had some good noise there for Fayek Uddin. We had a chat with him ringside earlier on, and he is very much up for this. Let me tell you, he's buzzing for it. He can hardly stand still, and he said, look, me and Numan Hussain are good friends. When we get in there, it's all business, and I'm up for it, he's up for it. It's Stepney Green versus Camden Town, and the crowd are well and truly excited for this as we look around the venue, and those on the balcony on their feet, and the noise level has gone up a considerable amount.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, and Trinity Entertainment Boxing, in association with our proud sponsors, Gladius and Gold Star Promotions, are proud to present our final bout this evening. It's a 10 3-minute round Southern Area super featherweight final eliminator, live on Box Nation through the YouTube channel. Your officials are appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Your supervising staff, your community partner, Helen Carson, and at the outside of the ring, your referee, firstly, fighting out of the red corner, with an unbeaten record consisting of 5 wins and 1 draw against men. Weighing in 9 stone, 4 pounds, and tonight he wears the green, white and gold shorts. Please welcome from Camden, London, Numan Hussain! And tonight, he wears the black shorts with gold trim. Please welcome, from Stepney, London, Fayek Uddin! His final instructions to both boxers. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Well, this is most certainly the noisiest that it's been in here at York Hall tonight, and the atmosphere has changed for the better as these two made their way to the ring. As we said on the build-up, on their way to the centre of this venue, they're good friends, but as soon as they get into here, it's a different story indeed. As Fayek Uddin and Numan Hussain fight for the final eliminator for the super featherweight Southern Area title.
Yeah, a lot of noise in here now, isn't there, for this main event? Both fighters sort of meeting in the middle of that ring. Not a lot in it so far, I wouldn't say, but see the tenseness, can't you?
You can. They do both seem pretty tense, and a lot of opening rounds start like that. But we'll see how this one progresses. It's scheduled for 10. Whether we'll get there or not will be a different story. That was a good jab by Numan Hussain.
Jabbing and moving at the moment, isn't he, Hussain?
That jab's working well for him. Plenty of feints going on as well, Raven.
Yeah, you see that feint, it gets that little twitch, doesn't it, out of the opponent each time. But yeah, I feel like Uddin just needs to relax a little bit. He seems very, very tense, and a lot of the crowd in here for him tonight, isn't he? So that can be a lot of pressure.
It can, and it can also spur him on. And Numan Hussain just trying to pick him off with that jab, but getting pushed back with the jab by Uddin.
Yeah, Uddin doubling up that jab there, pushing Hussain back towards the ropes. And sort of very tentative, isn't it, on the inside there when they came together. Not a lot going on. Trying to work their way out of the clinch.
It'll certainly be a cagey opening round as we go into the final 15 seconds, but that was a good right hand there by Numan Hussain, and the crowd responded to that one. And it's that sort of noise which spurs them on to throw and catch their opponents with more shots just like that. And as the two break, Hussain throws the right hand again. But it's starting to liven up, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was it. You see a very, very tense opener, isn't it? Very jittery from both fighters to start with. Like you say, there's a lot of noise in here, isn't there? And that thing where it's like, if you're friends too, it can be very tense. But
bragging rights are at risk here, aren't they?
Sort of loosened up for both of them a bit more towards the end there. But Hussain just landing those more eye-catching shots for me in that round.
He did. He had the more eye-catching shots, probably the cleaner work overall, but a close contest. Be interested to see how that one is scored. And they must have sparred each other numerous times, you know, being friends and round the same way.
Yeah, you must have thought so, and so they must know each other pretty well, inside and outside the ring, by the sounds of it.
Seconds on, round 2.
Both of them in the centre of the ring. Battle of the jabs again, which has been a theme of this evening, as the crowd just up the noise again. That was a good jab there by Fayek Uddin. And then Hussain responds with one of his own. Still seems a bit tense, Raven.
Yeah, very much. You know, I feel like Hussain's just getting a bit more on his feet, in and out with that jab and the 1-2s. That are landing nice, and then just getting out of the comeback from Uddin. But when Uddin's stepping in with that double jab as well and pushing Hussain back to the ropes, he's been a lot more successful. As I say that, Hussain just landing that backhand. And again,
a good 1-2 there, and the noise goes up, and they're responding. Both of them are responding to this. And you've been in there, Raven, there must be, that when they get that noise, does it really boost the energy? Yeah,
it really can do, especially in, you know, a tough fight. If you're tired, a bit later on in the rounds, it can really give you a bit more life back into your legs and into your boxing. Obviously, we're only into round 2 now, though, so I don't think either of these fighters need that at the moment.
No, they don't, but you can just see them having a chat away to each other in there as Fayek Uddin is saying something, goodness knows what he is saying, but whether he's trying to wind up his friend and at the moment his opponent, I imagine so.
Hussain just popping that jab out there, isn't he? And, oh, just getting caught with that left hook there from Uddin as well.
Hussain with that straight right hand which landed on the left side of the temple of Uddin, and Uddin comes back with a couple of good shots of his own. So he's just trying to get the timing right on that block, on that parry of that jab, which works so nicely for Numan Hussain.
Yeah, that jab from Hussein's landing really nicely, isn't it? Like you say, it's been the theme of the night. A lot of nice textbook jabbing going on tonight, and it's carrying on through this fight as well.
It is, and Uddin just tries to throw that lead hook to the body and follow it up with a straight right hand. And the right hand falls short, and it did again there. Good
Nice,
head movement there,
nice
rolled under that nicely.
That choppy right coming through, landing on the temple of Uddin.
Well, some consistent work rate from both of them. Referee wasn't too happy with Numan Hussain running around there, and rightly so.
Yeah, Hussain seems to be getting a bit more into that flow, doesn't he? Uddin still seems a bit tentative and stiff in his movement.
Does, if you just have a look back at this stuff. I thought they both landed good shots, to be honest.
Yeah.
It can't be an easy round to score, just like the previous one. It depends.
It depends what you like.
Exactly, what you're looking for.
And also, it's that thing of that last shot can sometimes be the eye-catching one. I feel like Numan Hussain at the moment has just been the person to land that last shot, which is catching the eyes, which could be catching the eyes of the judges, even though they're both throwing good work.
Yeah, it's a good point, and it's a thing whether the referee's scoring or the judges are scoring. You know, a couple of those can really make their mind up, can't it?
Yeah.
Well, Numan Hussain just gives his corner a nod to say that he's understood the instructions as he goes out for this third round. This one scheduled for 10, remember. A final eliminator for the Southern Area title.
Good bit of movement there from Fayek Uddin, just avoiding the jabs, coming back with his own, but just getting caught there.
Why do you think he's getting caught with that right hand? Not so much, but quite a few times. Is he standing in the same spot for too long?
Yeah, he's not moving his head, or when he is, you can tell sort of where he's going, but came forward there, landed his own good right hand.
Not any work going on in the clinch there, so referee right to break them up and get them back to business as Numan Hussain just tries to push that jab out, offset Uddin. And you can surely hear the Uddin supporters behind us and all around us shouting his name, spurring their man on.
Good bit of movement there from Numan Hussain as well, just spinning himself off the ropes and throwing his own left hook to the body into the head.
Both of them
just landing a nice 1-2-1 there.
Just trying to keep hold of that centre of the ring for the moment. Fayek Uddin doing some good work to the body. By no means is he swinging them in there, really devastating shots, but he's working that body. But he's just getting caught there by Hussain, who's caught him with a couple of good shots upstairs. And he felt a couple of those. And
yeah, a few of them 1-2s got in and choppy right hooks, wasn't it, as he was trying to tuck up there, just found themselves to the target, and it's given Hussain a lot of confidence, I feel like.
It is. I feel like he's really starting to get into this now. He's starting to find his groove. And Uddin seems to be well and truly on the back foot as Hussain tries to corner him, and he got caught with a good shot which buckled his legs there, didn't he?
Yeah, that was it. I thought that happened as well. I think Uddin's going to try and weather this storm at the moment, but still trying to throw back, isn't he? Just getting caught.
He's not throwing bundles back though, is he? and what he's throwing isn't necessarily effective.
Good little body shots followed by left hook to the head there though from Uddin.
He's still in it. But that was, in my opinion, a Numan Hussain round. Did a lot of good work there. The eye-catching stuff was undoubtedly from him. There was still stuff coming back from Fayek Uddin. Let's have a look at it.
That right hand, wasn't it? It started to land really well in that round. Just got his distance very well, didn't he?
He did. And he lands stuff nicely off of that jab. He doesn't intend to hurt him with that jab at all, does he?
No,
He just kind of sticks it out there and then drives a shot home.
Gauge that distance almost, and I feel like when he's been close, those choppy hooks have just been coming round the side of Uddin's guard and finding a good target there from Hussain.
Well, Fayek Uddin, just like Numan Hussain, has had 67s to try and get his breath back, get his legs together, and can we see a bit more of an energetic round and a proactive round from him as he comes forward with that double jab. The Hussain, who throws that 1-2 ever so nicely, lands it once again and is looking extra confident here at York Hall in Bethnal Green. And there are moments where he can't miss.
No, he's been very successful with the jab, following that up with the backhand and that left hook as well. And you see the stiffening up of Uddin's legs a little bit when he landed that backhand on the first time and then followed it up again with another 1-2.
That jab is just working over and over again for Hussain. He hasn't missed with many. They just land over and over again.
Yeah, I feel like Uddin's guard's very loose, isn't it? And there's not a huge amount of head movement there, and he's just not quite reading the jab that's coming. He's trying to get away from it, but he's just not doing it in time.
Yeah, the sharpness isn't quite enough to get out the way. Whether that's parrying it, blocking it, moving his head, or just using his feet to get away. And he's getting through with it as Hussain just comes forward again, consistently giving him a hard time. Oh, nice right hand there. It was really lovely times.
Just set up with that jab, didn't he? And that backhand came straight through the middle.
Followed up with another decent right hand by Hussain, who just gauges that distance, goes to the body, head and body, which has been working for him throughout the 3 previous rounds.
Another choppy right hook there from Hussain. And lovely double jab cross there, all landing.
And Uddin grabbing hold of him because I think he felt those, and how good his legs are at the moment, I'm not sure, but he just caught good with a straight right hand and followed it up with a right uppercut, and both of those shots got through.
Yeah, Uddin just holding on when he can and trying to throw to the body when he gets there.
Every time Uddin comes back, Hussain seems to have an answer for him, does he? And it's normally a double the answer. Like, he'll throw a decent jab, will Fayek Uddin, and then all of a sudden there's 3 or 4 shots which land on the way back.
He's staying in that line of fire, isn't he? He's not getting out once he's landed his little bit of work. He's sort of staying there, and that's where he's then getting clipped with some good shots.
He is. He's been caught a few times.
There's that
there you
double
go.
jab,
There's that double jab right hand. That worked nicely, didn't it?
Some really good shots in there from Numan Hussain.
And he's good enough, is Numan Hussain. He was merely, another thing he does well is he goes to throw that straight right hand, but then if the space closes up in between him and Uddin, he'll drive that right uppercut and he'll turn it around, won't he? And he'll chop it over to make sure he lands of it. He won't waste anything. He's a pretty efficient fighter.
Yeah, Hussain, I'd say, looking quite a bit fresher than Uddin coming into this round.
And this round kicks off in the same way that the 4 previous did, and that is Hussain landing jab after jab, but Fayek Uddin did get through with either right or lead uppercut. I didn't catch which one.
Yeah, he's still coming back every time, isn't he, Uddin? And
he is.
Good flurries, but like I say, he's just sort of leaving himself in the pocket or in front of Hussain a little bit too long.
And Uddin just trying to get that second wind in motion. But again, like we said at the end of the last round, as soon as he starts throwing a couple of shots of his own, Hussain comes back to 3s, 4s, 5s and makes him pay for it. It's pretty soul-destroying. Uddin trying to throw those shots to the body, isn't he?
Yeah, I was just about to say, see, Uddin's just trying to get in close and whip those body shots in, isn't he? Trying to just get in close to get away from that jab of Hussain, which has been very lethal at range, hasn't it?
It has, but every time that Fayek Uddin tries to make that entrance or throw those shots to the body, Hussain just throws that short right hand and catches him with it almost every time. And there it is again and again.
Trying to work it out in that clinch there. And then straight back onto those straight shots from Hussain, which has been working really well for him. And again with that backhand landing, 1-2s.
Hussain fighting in the pocket, but Uddin did throw a decent right hand which got through there.
Yeah,
and
found
the
a good
crowd
right
responded
hand.
to that.
And again.
And again, Hussain making Uddin eat those jabs one after another, as he then just finds himself a bit of space and gets himself out of the danger zone and follows it up with another nice straight right hand which landed on the jaw of Uddin.
Hussain just always taking that little step back, isn't it? Creating that space to allow those backhands to find the target.
Good rounds. I thought Uddin did better in that round than he did in the previous round. He's starting to try and get himself back in the fight, but he's not winning the exchanges.
He looks a lot less tentative than he did in those first few rounds. I found he looked very stiff, whereas that's kind of gone a little bit. But he does still need to keep working that bit more. He's not winning the exchanges as much as he's involved and he's throwing. He needs to try and get the last shot off, doesn't he? And it's like we said, it's that complacency, isn't it? Once you've thrown those shots, you're still there, and that's when they're getting caught.
Well, Numan Hussain, he's only been boxing as a pro since 2022. He's 36 years old.
Very late to turn over, isn't it?
Yeah, very late to turn over.
But why not?
Exactly. What have you got to lose?
Exactly.
10 seconds.
Well, we're over the halfway stage now.
Seconds out. Round 6.
I wonder what's been said in that Fayek Uddin corner.
Good jab there from Uddin. So when Uddin's doubling up that jab and pushing Hussain back, he's been quite successful with it when he has done it through this fight. You can just see his corner trying to tell him, like, come forward.
He's struggling to get forward, isn't he, because of that jab which comes back from Hussain.
That's it, and that's because he's coming forward, but in that straight line, he's in that firing line the whole time, isn't he?
Hussain doing much of what he's been doing over and over again in this fight. And that was a nice right hand which followed off that beautiful jab of his.
Uddin just trying to tie him up there, get close, whipping in an uppercut, and Hussain covering up nicely. Choppy left hook getting through from Uddin on Hussain. But there again, that little shot off, and that's when he's getting caught, is Uddin. To get Hussain landing that backhand.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he started to throw that right uppercut a bit more, has Uddin, but I guess that's where he's just got to be careful, because if that short right hand comes back, then he's going to be open to it, and it's a shot that Hussain throws so well.
Needs to keep that left hand up, throwing the uppercut, and then move out. Don't stay there after the uppercut. It's a dangerous shot to throw on its own.
Yeah, good shot there from both of them.
And again, another backhand there from Hussain. Good flurry from Hussain on Uddin.
It's been a bit of a closer round this round, the 6th. Although I think Hussein's probably still edging it in terms of this round and the fight in general.
Just from those cleaner shots, isn't it?
When he lands them, they're so obvious that he's landed.
Yeah.
And they're so clean and crisp.
Yeah.
You can't miss them, can you? And they stick with you as well.
Yeah, they're memorable, aren't they? Those clean, eye-catching shots, and that's what wins you rounds.
And 15 seconds left of this 6th. And those fans of Uddin are really trying to get their man up for it, because in my opinion he's down on the scorecards by quite a bit, although he's done some better work in that round for sure. Look, while there's a fight going on, it can change at any point. How many times have we seen it where someone's been doing so well and then all of a sudden out of nowhere a shot of all shots happens, and it's over.
Yeah, plenty of time. Obviously we're at super feather here. You don't see it so much in the lighter weights, do you? But you just never know. Someone's tank might go, you know. Hussain has been putting a lot of work in. He's moving around. He's throwing quite a lot of shots. Doesn't look like he's going to tie, but you know, in other fights where you see it and they do so much work in the first half and they dip so much in that second half. I'm not expecting to see that here, if I'm honest. But we'll see. Like I say, both fighters have been putting a lot into this, and
yeah, they've definitely given the crowd their money's worth. It's absolutely been the noisiest fight of the night. And you know, when there's noise in a place like this, it's because there's some good action in the middle of the ring. And Uddin got caught with a right hand as Hussain just stepped back out of danger.
And again with that choppy right hand, sort of overhand into a hook, isn't it? It's landing every time Uddin's coming forward.
It's amazing how well that straight 1-2 is working for Numan Hussain. Uddin hasn't done much to combat it, but maybe that's just because the energy levels and the fatigue is there, isn't it?
Yeah, you see, I say that he's just in that line of fire. There's not enough movement going on when he stood in front of Hussain. I did like when Uddin was throwing that double jab though, and that really helped him get in to throw a bit more work off it. I haven't seen that so much in this round.
It gave him a bit of rhythm, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and he's kind of just trying to get in close now, but needs to set that up.
They're both fighters in close, but the referee will need to get involved and get the action underway. And they are both feeling this one.
choppy right coming there from Uddin on the inside. But that 1-2 of Hussain is just landing very frequently.
A lot of energy went into that last right hand, which Hussain threw, and it didn't land. But just as I say that, those ones did. That is 3 or 4 straight shots which have landed. And Fayek Uddin may be in trouble here as the ropes just kind of help him up, and Hussain is really going for it now. Another big right hand, and the referee is having a really close look, and this fight could be stopped at only any moment as we've got 20 seconds to go. Can Numan Hussain get the job done? And he can, and the referee steps in, and in my opinion that is the right decision, because if you looked into his eyes there wasn't really anybody home. But that is a big win for the 36-year-old, who will now have the opportunity to fight for the Southern Area title. A good finish.
Yeah, great finish there, and that's what you like. You know, he saw his fighter was hurt and jumped on him, not recklessly though. You know, took his time
Bingo.
with it.
Exactly.
Threw the flurries, picked his shots, and then
he could have become
stoppage.
really untidy there, couldn't he? And he didn't.
He didn't. He kept that. You know, as we saw throughout it, those 1-2s, double jab crosses were landing really nicely, and even then he still stayed in that good composure, and we saw that there. Jumped on the opponent without losing the composure and stepped up the gas and just got it through volume.
He did. That was a good finish. An impressive, a really impressive win, and Fayek Uddin started well, but those straight shots, that jab was the key thing for me from Numan Hussain, just over and over again, eating it, just set up everything else which he threw. It broke the rhythm. It scored the points. I'm using inverted commas there, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, 100%. That jab gauged that distance every time, didn't it? And really made it hard for him to miss with that right hand. When he was using that jab, he was very, very successful with it.
It was an effective punch indeed, and I'm not sure who his opponent will be when they fight for whoever he fights for that Southern Area title, but I bet it will be good. But let's get the official time when he's ready from our MC, Mark Burns.
At 2 minutes, 44 seconds of the third round contest has been stopped. The winner by TKO in the red corner from Camden, Numan Hussain. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for the president of Fayek Uddin.
Wow, what a fight we've just seen at York, the main event. Numan, talk me through it. That stoppage looked like it was coming, and you finally got to him.
Yeah, do you know what? He's Fayek Uddin's very, very tough customer. My corner was telling me from like the second or third round what to do. They're like, you're catching him with clean shots. He's being buzzed, but you're not putting a second, third phase. I'm kind of hitting him and admiring my work and stepping back. And honestly, because I know how dangerous he is, I felt his power. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to rush. I've got 10 rounds. I'm going to long it out a little bit and wait till when he kind of weakens a little, soften him. And honestly, I kind of fell into a pattern where I just stayed there. So my coaches kind of woke me up, said stop messing around and start pressing on him. So I started going forward and we got the stoppage.
Just towards the end there, it looked like you got a second win. Am I right in saying that?
Yes,
so I spar with Masood Abdullah a lot, and he says to me, every time he gets around 6-7, I get into another gear for a couple of more rounds. So I knew that was there, but I didn't want to underestimate him and feel like, oh, give him everything in my first 5-6 because he's had a long camp, he's a tough guy, he's done more 6 rounds than me. So I kind of reserved myself a little bit, and then my team was like, listen, you need to press on it now. And like, honestly, round 7, it just felt natural, and I just started putting it together. Read his body language, I started just applying more pressure, and the stoppage came.
To be fair, like with that jab, you couldn't miss.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? Our game plan was that from the get-go. Just keep popping that jab. The idea was to do that for the first 3 rounds, up and down, break him down, take his gas out a little bit, and then start applying pressure. But I think in the second round, like, he started talking to me, so I started talking back, and then I got carried away a little bit. I started landing big shots. I was like, wait a minute, I think I can speed up the things, like speed up the plan, and which I shouldn't have done. But anyway, it was an exciting fight. It was entertaining, and honestly, it was an incredible 7 rounds for me in the bank.
Certainly was, and Numan, that win sets up a big 2025.
Yes.
So enjoy, good break, and we'll see you back out in 2025.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Numan.
All the best.